Friday, everybody. It's Maria Rini from the Welcome Home team. And today I have the distinct pleasure of being with the CEO of Bergen Volunteers, Nina Bachrach. So Nina, thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you for coming to our organization. It's so nice that you're here.
Thanks for having us. And now we're a little delayed, I think, due to we just had an unscheduled fire drill.
Fire alarm.
But all is well here at Bergen Volunteers. So Nina, give us a little background on Bergen Volunteers, where did it come from, and what are you doing now?
So Bergen Volunteers is actually 55 years old this year, so happy birthday to us. Originally, we sort of started as a volunteer matching organization, and we still do that. We'll match people with nonprofits in the community who are looking for extra support, and people come and they say, we want to do something, and then we'll say, okay, we know who in the world needs that assistance, and we'll match you. And over the years, the organization has pulled in programming from different areas to sort of fill the social welfare gap. Any places that people really needed extra support, we would add that program to our roster. And then when Hurricane Sandy hit, we were sort of the hub for where to go and what to do, and we sort of connected everyone together. And ever since then, we've been sort of this community hub where we match resources with the needs and needs with resources, and we've been doing that ever since.
Yeah, so you said something that struck me when you started morphing into the programming. So I'm familiar with a couple of your programs. Tell us about Cheer. Tell us about Shore.
Sure. So we have a series of community programs which we run, and everything is through volunteers. So it's really terrific. We have a program called Redefining Retirement, in which retirees who are kind of transitioning out of their careers, looking for what they want to do next, and we'll match them out into the world and with our programming. And so our Chore program that you mentioned is mostly volunteer run from Redefining Retirement individuals. We'll go into homes of seniors or people who have disabilities. We'll go into people's homes and just enable them to age safely in place or to remain safely in their homes. So we'll do minor home repairs, we'll install grab bars and railings, we'll switch out light bulbs and smoke detector batteries. We'll put in air conditioners in your windows in the summer and take them out in the winter. The kinds of things that we don't want seniors up on ladders changing light bulbs. So we do that, and a lot of our Redefining Retirement individuals volunteer there, and it's great because they're not always handy people. Sometimes they're lawyers and business people that just find their what we call their second act of what they want to do. And then similar to that is our Cheer program, in which we'll visit the same population of people who are homebound, and we'll do their grocery shopping for them, we'll pick up their medicine for them, run to the post office, do kind of light errands and cheerful visits. And actually just recently I'll just tell you the story, it's so heartwarming and the epitome of who we are as an organization. One of our Cheer volunteers called her client to check in on her. She wasn't scheduled to visit, but she was calling just to check to see how she was doing. She didn't answer the phone. This just happened. She didn't answer the phone. She called her emergency contact. She said, you should go in. She had a key. You should go in. And she was on the floor. And she had been there for a few days. And she was alive, and she's on the mend. And because of our program, we actually saved her life. And that's really kind of what we're here to do. We're here to help and do what we can. So those are two of our programs. We have many others that are, some of them are seasonal, tax preparation, gift giving, matching, those kinds of things. We have mentoring programs. We have a reading program where we go into elementary schools and help children who are falling behind in their literacy. We also have a wonderful program in which we bring furniture into homes that are empty from people who are moving out of homeless shelters and into housing. And so their homes are empty, and we want to help them, stay off the streets.
Super. Now, you also experience, you collaborate with other organizations to try and fill the need. So when Meals on Wheels know they have somebody who has a need, they'll contact
Absolutely.
you.
So we have a very robust database called Get Connected, and it's not just the database that sits there. It's a living, breathing thing, and we build relationships. We collaborate a lot with. We play well in the sandbox. That's what I like to say. We collaborate a lot. Anybody who wants to can go through Get Connected and take a look to see what the opportunities are out there. We're happy to promote them. And again, if somebody calls us and says, we really have this need, we'll try to help them find a way to fill it. Or if somebody says, I have this resource and I'm just not sure where to put it, we'll match you with an organization that might have that need. We are sort of the community, matchmakers, where we'll match volunteers, we'll match resources, we'll match needs. We really are here to help. That's what we want to do.
Yeah, now you've also are involved in a couple of programs, Bergen Leads, and you've got a robust, or had a robust fundraising arm. Let me backtrack for just a minute. Pandemic hits, right in the middle of it, they hire Nina to become CEO. So what a challenge that is and was, and what'd you focus on? What are next steps for you?
Yeah, so it was very unusual to start at this organization in the middle of a pandemic. I have a communications and development background, so of course the first thing I focused on was, what do our communications and development look like? And I used this kind of as an opportunity. Well, first of all, we didn't shut down during the pandemic for the services that were sort of needed, like the grocery shopping. We needed to go and do that for people. But it was obviously, a slowdown. And so I spent the time really looking and focusing internally, looking to see how I can, sort of streamline things, where we could improve, how I could best expand when things came back out of the pandemic. How can we become more sustainable? How can we grow? One of the programs that that's sort of external, which is sort of now coming to life. Everything's coming back to life, and we're going back out into the community. Much more things are becoming live again. So we do a lot of community engagement, like Bergen Leads, and civic engagement, and things like that. So. We'll help businesses with your corporate social responsibility. So if you're a business and you want to be active in the community and you don't know what to do or where to go, we'll help you either through our own programs. We also run drives to help businesses with their corporate social responsibility. It doesn't even have to be corporate social responsibility. It's just being involved in the community. So we will do board trainings. We'll help people if they want to run for office or start a PTO or things like that, and they just aren't sure really what to do. We'll help you, and then we'll also the necessities drives that we run. We just did one where we ran a drive for things not covered by SNAP, which is formerly food stamps. So that doesn't cover shampoo and soap and toothbrushes and laundry detergent and things like that. So we ran a drive for that, and then we disseminated out to all of our partner agencies for people who need that extra assistance. We do school supplies drives or a food drive for the children over the summer who are on free and reduced lunch and don't get food over the summer, things like that. And then of course there's Bergen Leads, and Bergen Leads is really our flagship program. We are just finishing our 15th year.
Class of 2014.
I happen to be a Bergen leader myself, and we have that saying, blame it on Bergen Leads, and all kinds of things come out of that program. People become leaders, people change their lives, people make connections. We've had 400 people come through that program, actually. And so Bergen Leads is a 10-month-long leadership program where we do leadership training, we'll do site visits, we teach about the community, about the county, how things work, who gets to make the decisions. We have theme days like government and education and healthcare, and we have people come and and talk to us about how they are leaders in those areas of the community, what their scope of work looks like. And then that program culminates in a capstone project that the class sort of acts as a think tank and takes an issue or a challenge of the day or of the year, as it may be in this case, and then it culminates in a forum that they sort of present their recommendations and their findings at the end of the year. And we like for the project to end with some kind of way forward that we can help the community. If there's an action plan, that's terrific. This year our program is food security, because we're seeing a very large increase in the food insecure. And so we're looking at how are food pantries talking to each other, how are the needs being met. Some food pantries are very small, and they were working, feeding 10 families, let's say, and then suddenly overnight practically they're feeding 150 families, and they don't even have a computer, things like that. And so we're working very closely with the county. Commissioner Zur is running a food security task force, which we're helping on, and we're hopeful that this year's project will sort of help pave the way forward for how we can combat what is a pretty critical need and no end in sight.
Yeah. So you've got all these things going on. You've been in this shutdown situation, no fundraising, or virtual fundraising only, kind of, over the past year. What's coming up next? How is Bergen Volunteers? What are you coming out of these shell with?
So we're very excited to be going back in person because, like as you said, all of our programs are either scholarships to cover anything. So because we really don't like to turn anyone away, and so all of our funding comes from fundraising. It's from grants, it's from donors, it's from foundations, and our appeals and our special events. So we have a program that's called Friday Forum. It used to be Fifth Friday, was the Fifth Friday, but that became sort of a challenge because there were only a few Fifth Fridays, and so this way we have a little more flexibility. We actually pulled that program in from Bergen Community College, like a lot of our other programs that we pulled in from other places. This is a networking, a very large and super fun networking event that always has a panel. We feed you, so that always makes people happy. And a lot of people come to it, and it's just a super fun event. And our next one is going to be live in person, and we're so excited. June 18th, Friday, of course, 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the Stony Hill Inn. It's going to be sort of our last hurrah there, because if anyone doesn't know, the Stony Hill Inn is closing. Yeah. So we will be there one last time. The panel discussion is going to be about how the pandemic has affected women in the workforce, as women are disproportionately leaving or have left the workforce because of COVID. And so we're going to kind of take a look at that and see what the ramifications of that are, short and long term. Yeah, I mean, we don't know how many people will come to it, but normally pre-COVID, upwards of 200 people would come to that event. And we're just so thrilled to be back in person. We really are.
I hated to miss one. So, and I'll be sure to be there on June 18th. If anybody wants to learn more about your organization or come to Friday Forum on June 18th,
yes,
they can visit
our website, bergenvolunteers.org. It has everything I just talked about, and everything you need to know is on there. If you're interested in volunteering, you can sign up there. There are easy links. If you're interested in donating, you can do that too. We appreciate so very much the support of the community, who really got us through this pandemic. Without the support of the community, we would not be here today. So even through it all, we have had the community behind us, and it's just been really rewarding.
Super. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much for coming. It's really nice.
Have a great weekend.
Bye.